Ironman, and from now on, already wishing you all the best.
Okay, I'm in Nice for the Ironman 70.3. Heading to the beach. The run is going to be. What I'm going to do today is just do a lap of the course. It's a 2-lap course, 10k per lap, with a little bit from the bike to run and then into the finish. Very excited. I am already sporting the carbons, saving luggage. Promenade, a bit different to Clacton, and I love Clacton, don't hate me for that. Beach, so this is where we're going to be swimming. Windy today, I've got to be honest. Beautiful sea. And you are running sort of from the promenade. I believe it's a harbour of some description, which is down there. So out and back, 5k out, 5k back, 2 loops and a little bit for the finish line, etc. Very excited actually. I have to say, I love Nice. Let's just go for a run. Near the turn point, which I've already been, which is the airport, Nice airport. You turn back and then go back the same way. Also been taking it easy, done some little bit of speed work, not too much. Also been stopping for sort of like a little bit of camera work with you at home. But yeah, I think this it's now time to get home, go back to the hotel and have a shower, need to eat. I'm hungry. I think it's okay to have a beer. It's Tuesday, race is Sunday, the beer's okay. I'm doing a bike course recce of the Ironman 70.3 in Nice. So a nice French village, reward for all of the mega climbs. Absolutely stunning, as you can see. Very lucky to be doing a recce, so I thought I'd get the camera out. It's getting steep. Now in the merchandise area where you can spend your house. Let's have a look what they got. Here we have the Expo. The French just know how to do it. It's just so much nicer. Calm. Even the gear's nice. Anyway, this is the Expo. It's all looking good. as you can see, I've been out with a swim today. I wanted to just get into the water, know that I've been in the water, I've put my face under the sea, that I've done it, rather than go in tomorrow and what's the swim like, what's the water going to be like. At least I know it, so I've simulated what I'm going to do tomorrow. Did about a K, which was lovely, absolutely beautiful. I know I should take all of this off, but I'm in the spirit of how I'm feeling about the swim, I'm going to leave it on. The water is currently about 23 and a bit degrees. Jumping in was lovely. I wore the sort of like this suit rather than putting on the whole wetsuit, so I just wore the skin today. Nice temperature, just about right. It's going to be hotter with the full suit on tomorrow. It wasn't clear at all because where we swam was where the boats normally go, so whether that's because they've churned it up and maybe where we're going to swim tomorrow isn't going to be so cloudy and churned up. You couldn't see the bottom, you couldn't see anything really, but it was like a mirror. Very, very calm, absolutely beautiful. And tomorrow is 1.9k, and that felt good. It felt a nice effort. I remember the strokes and how to swim, because people that know me, I don't swim that often. Yeah, it was, actually it's brighter now, I should keep them on. Practiced a few different types of stroke, aware and trying to keep aware of sort of like my swim style as much as my form is. Yeah, it felt comfortable. It went really, really quickly. 3 Brits, they're doing the half tomorrow. First half Ironman they've done. They was already out the water and offered me some flip-flops, which is very, very nice. Got chatting to them. Yeah. So walking my bike through to the bike rack. Gear in transition for tomorrow. Still 29 degrees now, and it's 4:30 to 5 o'clock. Forecast same weather tomorrow. That'd be nice and hot on the run and on the bike, but at least you've got a bit of breeze from the bike. I've got my number on. I think I'm all the way at the end, which means I have a longer run with the bike. That is a shame. Hey ho, there you go.
Le casque doit être mis à l'intérieur du sac bike.
Okay, bike racked, bike bag in, blue bag in. Now I'm just gonna go and put my run bag in and get my timing chip. As you can see, this is a very, 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 very big bike rack transition. And this is just a 70.3. So when I'm walking through here,
for everybody,
I think this is just
you
a 70.3.
won't have access to your bags tomorrow. So make sure you don't forget anything. And if you forgot something, pause.
Keith Williams. Thank you very much. So you should be able to see at the back there, these are the full bike rack, which is a big bike rack, thousands of bikes in there. That's the full. Ironman 70.3 Nice. The morning of is about 20 past 5 in the morning, UK time, 4:20. Been up since probably 3:30 UK time, and I'm just going to go to the bike, check the tyres. On the 70.3 there's a lot of road bikes here.
ceux qui cherchaient leur place. Voilà, le départ va être donné. Bientôt, le temps de se préparer, de commencer à mettre les combinaisons, de se préparer, de faire les échauffements. On va faire tous les échauffements ensemble. Ça va plaisir, il va plus loin.
There we go, race review, and there is the medal. So spoiler alert, I did finish. Start from the beginning though. I got to transition to set up the bike probably about 5:20 in the morning, which was fine. The transition was closing at 5:50, so not a lot to spare, but you know, you couldn't access your bags in the morning, so all you need to do is sort your bike out, go to the toilet, which is always a long queue, as everyone knows. I've done one of these before. The queues were long because there was thousands of people there for the toilets, and then the swim started at 6:30, and then they basically went in waves of times that you thought that you wanted to complete in. So I went in 38 to 40 minutes because that's kind of like I knew that would be roughly my time. It took me about 20-25 minutes from 6:30 to my swim start, so just before 7 a.m. I managed to start. The swim was beautiful, it was fairly calm, quite easy going. I purposely just took it easy. I didn't get too sort of like upset or beat myself up over my sort of like swim time. I just knew it was what it was going to be, and just try to keep energy, you know, because it's going to be a fairly hot and long day with a tough bike. So got out the water in 38 minutes. Felt okay, didn't exert myself too much, which was fine. Got to my bike and got out of the T1 in just over 7 minutes. I think that's slow, but I haven't checked out other people's transitions, but it's a long transition, huge, because you've basically got to go past the 70.3 bike racks, which there's thousands, and then you've also got to go past the racking of all the bags, and then you've got the Ironman full distance bikes and bags, so it's really long. Anyway, got on the bike and just took some sort of like nutrition on, which was good. I had 2 bottles on my bike, both with malt and carb drink inside, and I was just gonna complete those basically before I got to the top of the climb, and then I was gonna sort of like ditch the bottles and then just sort of like on the downs and the flats from there on, I was going to just use their sort of like Gatorade and water, which is what exactly I did. But anyway, the first 40 kilometers is brutal. You're going from 0 to 1400 meters, just under 5,000 feet within 40k, and it's just sort of like goes on and on and on, but beautiful, through beautiful villages. Tough it was because it was getting hot as well. It was something like 27-28 degrees on the bike when you're just starting, so humidity was there. So I made sure I was taking salt tablets. I took 4 with me, and I was planning to take a tablet every 40 to 45 minutes, which is exactly what I did as well as my 2 Malton drinks, and then I took on you know, probably a whole bottle of water and then a whole Gatorade as well. And in between I sort of like also squirted myself, making sure I got it over my head to cool my body temperature down. I washed through the water with my legs just to kind of like get some water on my legs and through the body. So that was all good. And then, you know, on the descents, you know, which is from 40k onwards, you got probably 5k false flat from 40 to 45, and then you have an uphill which was brutal, and then you kind of like went down, and the down was so technical. I've never ridden a technical descent like that on a road bike in my life. Lots of drainage, gullies and drains, lots of speed bumps, back-to-back hairpins, which some are tight, some are weaving. So yeah, it was pretty tough from a technical. You had to sort of like go with it really, and trust other people in front of you as well. Funny thing is I was a little bit nervous to start, but as I got into the flow, I just remembered what cornering was from my mountain bike days, and I started to look out. Like as I went round a corner, I just like leaned into it and then looked at the exit of the corner, and then that just sort of like carried you through and using your body position. So yeah, technical descent, managed that okay. I know a lot of people sort of like, a few people had accidents there, fairly bad ones. I got away with it, which I feel lucky about. Then you get to the bottom, then you have about 10k flat into sort of like the sort of like T2. The 10k is relatively easy, but it feels hard at the end of that tough sort of like bike in the heat, because it's just relentless and you don't want to lose any momentum. So got back into T2 with a bike time of 3:08. I think I was 30th fastest in my age group, so I'd sort of like, you know, obviously jumped up quite a bit from the bike. T2 was into the run was 4 minutes, which is good. So I didn't want to take too long in T2. Just got the helmet off and put some Vaseline on my feet, and then put some new socks on, and just sort of like went out. You know, I took 3 gels, and then I will show you the pro version of what I recommend. This is a towel. So yes, it's, if anyone of my old colleagues from Active, basically I wet it, there's no sponges, but I've seen people do this in Lanzarote, which I've done before. You basically put ice inside and sort of like roll it around, and then put it around your back of your neck and tuck it inside your wetsuit, so it just keeps all of your neck cool, which then sort of like flows through your body, and it also protects your neck in terms of the sun, but it just moderates your core body temperature better, especially where it was 30 degrees on the run. As soon as I got on the run, I was so pleased I had this. It saved me. It really did. I stopped, there's the feed stations every 1.8k. It was a 2-lap course, so 5k out, 5k back, twice, and then a little bit added on here and there to make it 21k. I stopped and walked every feed station to redo my towel, take on some water, you know, and sort of like, before I was taking salt tablets as well. I took 3 salt tablets on the run, and I would take them just before the feed station, take some water, took a bit of Coke in every other feed station. And as I say, I did 3 gels in total. I felt the gels, they was crucial. I remember I was flagging a little bit, and after I took the first one, and then I think I left it a little bit too long, took a second gel, and I just, you know, once it got kicked in, I could feel I was actually lacking the energy from the gels rather than fatigue. I tried to keep a steady pace. The first lap, I just sort of like did, sort of like, you know, just try to keep myself safe, you know, in sort of like good sort of like running form and health. And then the second lap, I tried to sort of like put it down a little bit more. In my last 5k, I was doing negative splits, which is really good. I think I was doing 4:17s on the last 5k in that heat, which was really good. And I averaged of the run, I think it was 4:41, so I finished 1:38, half marathon. I'm kind of pleased with it, but I'm also disappointed. I'm pleased with it because it was tough in terms of the heat. I'm not used to that heat. It's 30 degrees, especially coming off of a bike as well, a tough bike. So, but it was a great run, very, very well spectated. I quite like the 5k out and 5k back, because if you're doing the half, it's 2, and if you're doing the full, it's 4 times. And I think you can break that down, which is quite nice. But yeah, very well spectated, and it's right by the ocean. So the scenery was unbelievable. They had the sprays, you know, the sort of like the frames with the water sprays. They had hoses to spray you down. The volunteers' feed stations were brilliant. They didn't run out of anything. Very well stocked with water, Gatorade, Coke, Red Bull, Molten Gels. Yeah, and it was sort of like really well branded with Red Bull sort of like arches and big sort of like wrapping of Ironman around the staircases. So very, all in all, the whole event has been magical. Very, very high quality in terms of the production of it. And Nice is just so beautiful. The people are very kind and nice and elegant, and it's a beautiful, elegant city as well, with a beautiful, beautiful beach, great restaurants. So you know, it's 2 hours from London, so I would definitely come here for this race if you're thinking about doing a 70.3 or a 4 Ironman. Just watch out for the heat, prepare yourself for that. So anyway, my finishing time was 5 hours 40, which you know, was disappointing. I've done a sub 5 before, but it had nothing like that elevation that I did today. If I didn't have that elevation, then I think my sub 5 half, I actually did, I think, a 2:22 like bike, whereas today I did a 3:08, and I took my road bike and not a TT because of the climbing, and actually I don't think a TT would have given you that much benefit. I didn't wear an aero helmet. Yeah, I wore normal glasses and an aero road helmet rather than an aero TT helmet, because I just knew it was going to be so hot, and I just didn't feel I was going to get the gains from it. I did wear an aero tri-suit, the Hoob one, which you may have seen on one of my other videos, and then I wore Canyon aero socks on the bike, and then glasses, and on the run I wore my New Balance carbon shoes, which are lovely, fuel cell. I wore compression running socks, which are fantastic. They sort of like got a very, very thin layer of material on the top, but they're nicely padded underneath, and they don't have too much around the toe. So when your feet swell or you get water on them, you don't really feel the effects, but they just feel nice and light, and they don't make your feet get too hot, which is good. So yeah, that's it. And overall, I think I finished 20. Oh, in the run, I come 13th in my age group, which is really good. I did go to the slot allocation. I could have got a World Champs slot. There's 3 people there's 5 slots in total. 3 people took them, and then they sort of like said, anyone else interested, come up to the stage and we will allocate these slots. And basically, if they've got 2 slots there, which they had, but 5 people turn up or 10 people turn up, the people that get the 2 slots are the ones fastest out of the people that went to the stage. I knew that I wasn't gonna take it, so there was 2 people that got to the stage to take the 2 slots. If I'd have gone, there'd have been 3 people, but I'm pretty certain I would have got a place. But I knew I was gonna take one, and it was great to see these other 2 people like take it. But anyway, that's a little bit of a debrief. Yeah, come do this event.